Stephanie, and I'm here for another installment in the Four of a Kind series. This time I want to talk about books set in boarding schools. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I had like a boarding school fantasy where that just sounded like the most amazing thing ever. I really liked school, so the thought of like living at school and living with your best friends all the time just sounded amazing. Obviously, some contributing factors to this were my obsession with Madeline, the books. X-Men had just recently come out. I loved The Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Things like that, and other books that I will talk later. I think you know what I'm getting at though. So it's very interesting to look at books set in boarding schools because, you know, obviously they're different from books that are not set in boarding schools. I'm going to be real obvious here, but mostly because of the setting that we're like in this enclosed, very controlled environment. And most of the times it is separated from the outside world, in some cases with reason, because there are things going on in the boarding school that need to be kept secret from the outside world for the students' protection. And another thing I think is interesting is basically what contributes to the social hierarchy when you're in a boarding school, because so many factors of the setting kind of contribute to this conformity. Usually there are uniforms and everyone has the same living situation. So what makes a person, you know, higher up on the social ladder is a little different. Obviously sometimes they're the same. If your parents are rich or if you come from like a well-known family, that is going to play into how desirable your companionship is. It's an interesting thing to look at, and let's talk about it. So the first book series I'm going to talk about, I know, hold your horses, is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. It's definitely the ideal world for that kind of boarding school fantasy. So in this case, obviously it is separated from the outside world. It is separated from the Muggle world, because we know the magic world, you know, is a secret that Muggles don't know about. And it is separated, you know, even from the magic world, one, keeping the children safe, and two, just kind of having this immersive learning environment. Of course, when Harry goes to the school, he basically becomes the most popular kid in school because he comes to school with a reputation. I'm led to believe that usually people like Draco would have been, you know, the more popular, coming from like a well-known, wealthy wizarding family. But you know, Harry comes in being the chosen one from the beginning, and obviously everyone is going to want to be with Harry. I definitely love the culture at Hogwarts and the robes and the classes and all of the fun things they get to do. Sometimes life-threatening fun things, but still fun things to read about. The second book I'm talking about, and I'm not spending a lot of time on these, obviously. The second book I wanted to talk about is The Guineveres by Sarah Dome. This takes place in a convent and is about 4 girls. They're all named Guinevere, hence the title, The Guineveres. And they all go by different forms of that name. So one is Gwen, one is Winnie, one is Vere. The thing that they have in common is that all of them were dropped off at this convent, basically permanently. Their parents basically gave them up. They're all teenagers and they're living in this convent. The story opens up with a failed escape attempt through a parade float. So it starts off that way. As we get to know the girls and what they're going through, the story does get a little dark, very reminiscent of The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. It is really interesting. Obviously the convent is closed off from the outside world to keep the girls safe, and we see this because we know there's a war going on, but like the girls, we have very minimal information about any details about the war. So as I was reading it, I couldn't even tell you what war it was because there was just no information coming in. The girls were very closed off to what was happening with the outside. You know, it was just the nature of the convent. And I thought the social hierarchy there was different because one of the girls talks about how it worked, and that basically if your parents dropped you off but you still got to go home, you still had contact with your parents, you know, that put you at the top of the social ladder. You know, if you received letters from home, if you got packages, if you got to go home for Christmas and things like that, you were at the top. The Guineveres considered themselves somewhere in the middle or bottom middle, but they said the only people that they were really above were like homeless girls that were rescued from the street. So they said like they were better than them because at least, you know, their parents came and dropped them off. So it was just a very interesting dynamic to see how that worked out, and it was a book I really enjoyed. I did a full review on it that I'll link down below if you want to look at that. The next book I want to talk about is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This, as many people have said, is a book you need to go into into blind, so I'm really not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about specifics because you just need to read it. But let me just say, it is about a boarding school in the English countryside, and it is definitely separated from the outside world, and we follow the kids in the school. I felt like the social hierarchy here was pretty normal. So, you know, different things like charisma, athletic ability, attractiveness, you know, came into factor into popularity. It is a great genre-bending book that if you haven't read it, I really suggest you go pick it up because it's awesome. And the last book I want to talk about is the novella Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. This is the first book in a series, and it's not a genre I would usually reach for, and I'm glad I did pick it up because it was very interesting. So this is a boarding school specifically for children who, like Alice in Alice in Wonderland, have spent time in like a fantastical world and are now back in the real world and have to cope with the fact that they're in the real world, and you know, nothing is ever going to be as exciting. You know, they might never experience anything like that again, and after living in a world like that, like, how can you come back and deal with everyday life? And so it is about a girl who, you know, has just come back and is experiencing this kind of depression, you know, unhappiness with being back. And I thought the premise was just so interesting and fascinating, how it was done, how all these kids are coming back, and sometimes, you know, like they lived years in this magical world and then came back and found out they were only gone for like a few seconds, and like, how do you deal with that? So this book was basically about a boarding school of people dealing with that, obviously separate from the rest of the world because that would just be crazy talk. Socially, I mean, some people were coping better than others, and so they acted more normal, but it was a really good, really enjoyable read. If you wanted a boarding school read that had kind of a little bit of a fantasy twist to it, I definitely suggest picking it up. It's really short and start of a series if you end up liking it. But anyway, guys, those are 4 books that are set in boarding schools. Is there a book I didn't mention that you like that is set in a boarding school, or do you have thoughts on any of these? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!